No, I just don't like doing this. So if you want a little bit more background, go to the other video. It's just been posted, hopefully. And if you want to support this channel, please sign up for channel memberships and please sign up for the other channels. This is going to be very heavily edited because Nora, being Nora, well, it's hard for her not to curse, apparently. So I've had to edit these videos carefully. It is what it is. Again, I'm not obsessed with monetization. And also, frankly, her extra language didn't really help matters. So, what's the basic gist? Well, apparently, Nora was very upset at being called Zero Dark Nora for a few days and just went ballistic. But I will be fair, I do think these tears are real tears because with the SPTV people, and I can't avoid it, some of the women, boy, do they weaponize tears. Boy, they love to turn up them tears for every little thing and just extract. And this is not small amounts of money, we're talking tens of thousands of dollars. But I do understand that these are people and they have been hurt. Hey, I've been traumatized too, but I'm careful not to talk about it too much. I've mentioned it here and there, but again, I think you have to be careful and wise in bringing those details up front. And Nora had a few devastating revelations, but let's get to her main complaints about Aaron and yes, Marilyn betraying her.
He is a sick individual. And if you guys can't see that, I don't care. I'm not going to talk about him anymore. But for him to be sitting there and lie about this conversation and Marilyn to time me out in the chat and then tell me she's done with me, I don't care. But I told the truth about Aaron.
Well, I've been documenting these things now for months and months and months. So, right, Nora, I agree. I do agree that Aaron has been very abusive, narcissistic, and he is quite a character. Now, we knew about this about, what, maybe 6-7 months ago, and I will admit I was behind the times. Some other people were much more forward and much more consistent with their criticisms of Aaron, so got to be clear there. In fact, one of the people who was a little ahead of the curve was, yes, Zero Dark Tony. So listen, I get it that Zero Dark Tony revealed too many things about Nora's past, and she is not bringing those things up. So yeah, Nora's own record here is pretty bad. We can blame Aaron for many of these things, but not everything. A lot of what Nora did that was wrong was Nora doing something wrong, and she didn't care. She didn't care. In fact, a few days ago, she was doing another video where she was just scoffing a burger and fries. She didn't look upset at all. So again, part of this is performative and play acting, but I do think she has been genuinely hurt. I'm not very impressed with Aaron's response, but I do think the labeling is, whether Nora likes it or not, is kind of accurate because she has been acting, well, like a lunatic for a very long time. Now, when it was serving Aaron's purposes, he didn't care. But now that she's more of a free agent and bashing him, now he's getting very sensitive. So it's a lot of hypocrisy to go around. But I will say this, that compared to, say, Marilyn, Nora does come off very well. For those not familiar with Marilyn, or the Maho, as she's been lovingly called, oh, she is a whole big mess unto herself. So Marilyn was a victim of another cult, not Scientology, but she grew up in a very religious, kind of Christian cult, and apparently was hurt there. But again, and that's what she complains about partly, is that nobody seems to know her story. Nobody seems to care. Nobody cares that she was really traumatized by that cult. And listen, although I don't like Marilyn, part of the reason is because she is kind of lying to people and misleading them. Obviously, you feel sorry for her, the pain she was undergoing in the cult, but that just makes what she's doing now even more terrible. So let's get this straight. So Aaron is very narcissistic, very abusive, and he is basically a cult leader, and he's using his foundation to basically control people. Okay? But Marilyn thinks this is all worth supporting, and she justifies her behavior because this is what a mod does. And it's a little bit of a dictatorship, but hey, dictatorship is good now. Alrighty then, I found this even hilarious that one of her supporters actually brought up saying, well, yes, Aaron is acting like a narcissist. That doesn't make him a narcissist, though. Wow. So not only is Aaron literally running a cult, but his cult members are just defying reality. They're agreeing, yes, he's doing some crazy stuff. Maybe he did some bad stuff. But I just love him. And Marilyn is all in. Because she's like, guys, Aaron treated me pretty well. So I guess the problem with her cult was, when she was in that cult, they hurt her a lot. But in this cult, she's getting rewarded a lot. See, she's near the top of the pyramid before she was on the bottom of the pyramid. So that was the problem. It wasn't that she was part of a neo-authoritarian cult. It was she was getting victimized. But now she's the one doing the victimizing, so now it's good. Well, there we are. But as I said in my other video, listen, if Marilyn wants to respond, and even respond with a lot of vigor and a lot of, what's the word, spirit, that is fine. But I do find it pretty silly and crazy, her very thin excuses for supporting Aaron. We never talked about Nora's family. I'm not going to get into that. Even though in her own videos, she routinely puts in her family. So no, the weaponizing of family and family relations has happened here for a very long time.
Me? Then let's talk about it, Aaron. Let's talk about all the things. Let's lay it all on the table. You don't like that I spilled the beans that 8 years ago I told you to get divorced? Oh no, oh no. I told you to make a good decision for your family.
Whenever Marilyn gets in trouble, she says, I'm a mother. I'm a wife. How can you talk to me like that? Well, what about Aaron's victims? What about that cult's victims? Do they matter? Does it even matter to Marilyn that she literally almost got someone killed? Yes. She almost got someone killed, but it's her feelings that are important. Guys, I've been called all kinds of disgusting names. Oh, all these videos against me. Well, maybe you need to stop doing such toxic behavior. Then you can legitimately complain. But given that you're helping a toxic cult leader, well, if the shoe fits and you're guilty, you're guilty. What are you complaining about? So yeah, it's just a complete mess. That said, did Nora go too far in her own response? I don't think she did. I mean, again, whether you like her or not, and believe me, I'm not the biggest Nora fan, Nora does have a relationship with Aaron's wife, Heather, outside of Aaron. And when did Heather become this magical Mars planet that we need, what, King Aaron's NASA approval to send a signal to Heather? If you're not running a cult, why can't we talk to and contact your wife? What is she? Locked in your basement or something? Now, whether Heather wants to communicate with other people, that's her decision. And let's be clear, she's not exactly innocent party here, right? Yes, it's clear that Aaron is the abusive one in the relationship. That's very true. But this has been a couple of scams they've been running for a while. Now, again, Heather has her own career in Scientology. Maybe she had no choice. Maybe at the time she was fooled, but she's been covering up for Aaron for quite some time. Now, I do see her more as a victim, but really, the story with her is also very problematic. So good on Nora for spilling the tea and for hopefully finally seeing that, yes, I was correct, other critics were correct, and yes, whether she likes to admit it or not, Zero Dark Tony was correct. Because Zero Dark Tony was one of the first people to say, yeah, I think Aaron's doing some shady business. Oh no, yeah, I think Nora's lying for him. Which turned out to be true. Again, you don't have to like the person or even how they presented you the information, but recognize, okay, that information was valid. And if we had listened to him earlier, we might have avoided a lot of these problems. But there you go. And that's the problem with this community. It just goes with tribal identification. Are you a friend of Aaron's? Are you a friend of Nora's? Are you a friend of Marilyn's? That's how I'm going to decide if I trust you. Yeah, okay. And those are things, of course. Even I have biases in my real life with friends and family. Of course, if my brother or sister tells me something, I'm going to believe them more than, say, the person on the street. But I'm also a rational, intelligent human being where, listen, sometimes you should just trust with identity and tribal affiliation, but sometimes don't do it. And in this space, tribal affiliation really should be diminished. It's not really helpful, and it does seem to be leading to a lot of abuses and scandals, at least in my humble opinion.